Hello everyone. In today's tutorial, I'll be explaining how to create this model and how to texture it. So I opened a Maya and applied all those image plane and applied front and side images and aligned it nicely. Then I'll be start blocking out my entire model. So I took a box. I started with a box and then I started blocking out my entire model. So initially do not add too many polygons, keep it as low as possible and then start blocking out from one part at a time. So here like you have to make sure you follow the side and the front properly, side pose and front pose. And match the shape from side and front properly. Then take another box and start creating another shape, another part. You can see I'm just like following the reference and aligning it properly and creating the entire shape. Try to match the entire silhouette as close as possible. And avoid any kind of intersection or anything. And it's a symmetrical model, so I'll be working on symmetry only. And wherever I need any extra loop or polygon, I'll add that. So you can see from side pose also I'm trying to align all the loops. Now add some thickness to your model. And here I have duplicated my like upper surface and the lower surface and bridging them, or you can simply extrude it, that will also work. So initially I tried to extrude all those shapes from my base model itself, but in later you can see I have detached it and separated the shape. So make sure model in perfect center, otherwise your symmetry won't work properly. Match all the volume nicely, all shape. And to hold any shape you need to add supporting loops there, so I'm adding those things. And try to keep everything as low as possible and quad everything, quad. So I'm trying to add, there's a little depression there, so I'm just trying to add that. You can see it's like little tricky when you try to add any depression or any volume, so I'm just separate the part and then do it. Fill the hole and connect all the points and make sure there is no intersection. And after like separating this, I can see there are like couple of extra unwanted loops. I'll remove those things and create that depression, and press 3 and check if it's working or not. And this depression is like little smooth, so I'm trying to make it smooth. Add supporting loops wherever it's required to hold the shape. So clean your geometry or remove all the n-gons and all triangles. Crease or add supporting loops wherever it's required. So as of now I'm creating a basic blocking. So this is my basic blocking model, and I'll use this as my base for high poly and base for low poly as well. So this will save a lot of time for me in production. Align all the shapes properly, and like there's no gap, so fix them. I'm using soft selection. And try to align all the loops. Try to keep them as straight as possible and avoid any kind of intersection. And smoothing the surface, making it a little smooth and flat. Then to check the model, I'm applying a shiny material and check for all the pinches or any artifacts or any unwanted shading, because shading should not be there. So clean it properly. And align all the edge loops, the distance and everything properly. So you can see there is little like distortion, so I'll fix that. And keep your low poly like base model super clean without any intersection. This will give you better result. So initially I thought of like adding all the details in Maya itself. Then I thought I can do it in ZBrush very easily. So later I removed all those lines. And check it from all the angles if you're planning to add it in Maya. So similar manner, similar process follow for everything, and create all the shapes. Like add all the details, at least silhouette wise or volume wise, whatever the detail is there, add those things in your base model. Keep everything clean, and do not add unwanted loops because it will create problem. Because it's low poly, managing a low poly is very easy, and if it's a mid poly or high poly, it becomes very difficult to manage it or control it. So start with a very low poly model and then gradually add loops wherever you want. So like I have my model is finished, so I'm just simply optimizing my base model and removing all the supporting loops. So I can see there's some distortion happened, so I'm fixing those things also. because for base model your topology maybe it's not that important, but still if you create a very good quality base model, you can use it as a base for your low poly and add all the missing detail. It saves a lot of time. And this is going to be a mid poly, like not very low poly model, little mid poly model. So you can see I created the basic structure with very low poly shape. Then I have added subdivision and made it little smooth, and it becomes super clean. And whichever part is not visible or not required, keep them very simple. Do not like add unwanted polygons, and try to avoid triangles. So similar manner, you can see all the arm part and everything. I am removing all the extra loops and everything, and making it super clean, because for low poly all those supporting edges are not required, because it's a game ready model. So all these supporting loops are useless, because we're going to bake high poly model on this and generate all the information. If you want, you can definitely bevel the corners, or wherever you have 90-degree angle, you would definitely bevel it. See, I'm removing all those extra loops from everywhere, making it super clean. So initially I created the base model with all those loops so that I can press 3 and it will hold the shape. So now for low poly I just have to remove them and double check it with the high poly if all the volume and shape matches. So you have to cross check it. For smaller parts, do not make sure remove all those extra loops and keep it low poly and avoid any kind of intersection. So this, you can see, these side parts are not visible, so delete it. And this is a small tiny part, so this is way too high poly for that, so I'm removing all the alternative edges. You can see there is an intersection, so make sure remove it. This part also not visible, so delete it. So base this cylindrical shape, you can see the same amount of polygons are going there, so which is not required. If I reduce alternative, it will give me the same silhouette. This glass part, you can see it looks really faceted and really angular, so I just applied a subdivision. For this part also it looks really angular, so I applied a subdivision, but you can see it distorting the shape. It become really smooth, so I'll add couple of supporting loops just to hold the shape, and then I'll smooth it, and then I'll remove all those supporting loops, and wherever those extra loops are there, I'll delete it and make it super clean. try to align all the lines, try to keep them straight as much as possible. Avoid any kind of pinch, and try to distribute the polygons evenly throughout the model and make it little smoother. Similar manner, all other parts we do the same thing. Like wherever I have applied a smoothing group here, so a smoothing, and it become really high poly, but you can see there are a lot of unwanted edges here, and by mistake I have duplicated one extra loop, poly loop. So delete that, make sure it's super clean. So overlapping faces and double faces and all those things are not acceptable at all, so make sure delete it. And this is also like super high poly, but you can see it's like it's decent. I reduced it, initially applied 2 subdivision, then I optimized it, and double check all the parts, like parts which are angular and geometric in shape, keep them angular only, and if there is any hole or in something, make sure clean it and get rid of any n-gon. So now we'll start our UV. So for UV, what I'm doing is I'm applying a planar on, like I'm individually unwrapping everything. So apply a checker map and then start unwrapping everything. So select your model, apply a planar map and separate it from the border, from top surface and bottom surface. Separate the border and then relax it. That's it. So it becomes super easy. And Maya unwrapping with Unfold 3D, it's super easy and super fast. You see I'm applying the same technique. Select this thing. If you apply automatic, it becomes really messy. It creates tons of seams. That is something which is like not desired and it's not good. So apply a planar map, separate the border and then separate top and base surface. So here what happened, that in this hand hole, those section also I have to separate and then unfold. You can see it becomes super clean. So here what I'm doing is I'm keeping the inside part really small, giving them less pixel density because that part is not visible. And while UVing, make sure if you see any kind of error or any kind of like optimization required for the model, do it while doing UV, because while doing UV you will be should be able to identify any kind of issue in your model. Maybe it's a double face, maybe a double floating vertex or edge or something. Make sure fix it. Those things are not acceptable at all. So follow the same technique. Here also you can see, like while doing UV I found like there's like some extra polygons. I just optimized it then unwrapped it. Same process here. I feel this is like way too dense, so I reduced it, optimized it and then symmetried the model once again and weld all the vertices and optimize wherever it's required. Clean all the geometry and apply a planar again and separate from the border, inside and outside, keep them separate and unwrap it. But you can see there is a distortion, so separate that section. The only thing you have to keep in mind is there should not be any stretch. Then lay out it nicely and like give textile density wherever it's required. Then you export your model, and like you see I have created the high poly, and in high poly I have added those details. So now my low poly shape doesn't match with the high poly, so I'm just simply retopoing the model with the help of quad draw. So wherever you need this, you have to recreate that section If your low poly and high poly align properly, it will give you better result. And normal also bake very easily. You can see with the help of quad draw, creating this shape is very easy. Like super fast, super efficient, and snaps on the surface. It's super clean and relax everything. Then smooth the mesh. The similar manner, create all the surface wherever you need. You can see in high poly I have created so many details. Then I decimated my model high poly and bring it back to Maya and cross checked if by high poly, low poly both matches perfectly. Then I took it to Substance Painter for texturing. So now I'm going to texture, and because I have a glass part, so for that glass part to work I need to apply a glass, like you need to activate the alpha in material. So here I am baking the entire model together, but this is not the right way of doing it. I'm just doing it just to show you what is the problem. So I baked this entire thing together. So you can see there are a lot of artifacts on my model. There's a lot of like overlapping because it's a complex model. There's tons of shapes are there. So for this kind of model, what you do is we explode the model. We keep the low poly, high poly together, separate all the parts, and then move them together. Explode the entire model. You see all high poly, low poly separated. And export them back. So export them back to Substance and now bake it. And this time you'll get a perfect normal without any issue. So now I'll go back and I'll like symmetry my model wherever I have the symmetry part, symmetry my model, and then I'll import it back to Substance again. Complete model. I just updated the model here, and rebake your ambient occlusion, curvature maps, or all other maps except normal. So now I have the complete model. Now you can see all the informations are correct and their place, and you can see my normal map, there is no issue. Now start texturing. So initially what I do, I start with the base color. I'll define the base property. Basically base is a metal, so I applied a metal, gray color metal. On top of this I add a paint layer. And then I experimented with a lot of mask. I checked because I want that paint peel off effect, so I checked all those like a smart mask and tried them and checked like if I'm getting the desired result or not. Then I removed it and applied edge wear, metal edge wear from generator, and you can see I added a little height also. So this gives me better result, and wherever you can see this generate artifact everywhere. So wherever I don't need it, I can just simply mask it out. So top of that I'll add another dirt layer, add some dirt, and I need to add some paint. So there is you can see there is a preset of paint, steel, metal is there, there is a brass is there, so I use those presets. And this particular brass material I have downloaded from Substance Share, and this looks pretty nice. It have a lot of details, lot of information there in your color map, in your normal map, in your Rastress map. So I'm going to apply it in a couple of areas. To apply the material and mask it out. The same thing wherever you want to apply, like this nut bolts I have baked initially, so I'm painting them, but in final render I have modeled it and placed it there, and I created a separate texture for that. So manually you can paint. You can see I paint, mask them, and create those things. But it's a symmetric model, so it's better if I use a symmetry and then paint it. It will save a lot of time for me. So paint it very nicely. You can see like we clean the shapes as much as possible. Mask it properly, all the areas very nicely. I'll just check all my dirt and everything and reduce it or increase it, because that was like little high. It was looking like a shadow, so I just reduced it. It should not look like a shadow. And this is like I'm creating the transparency for the glass, so I'm activating the shader alpha blend and made it transparent. So this brass material have a lot of details, so I thought why not I apply this on the entire body and change the color of the paint layers, so it will give me the metallic feel. Also I can control metallic and roughness, and I'll get all those auto generated effects very easily. So you can see instantly I applied this, so I got a nice like depth in my this model. There are a lot of information now in color, in roughness and metal. And this surface looks kind of flat, so I want to apply couple of normal map from substance. So select your normal map and apply it there. Use a blank empty layer for that, because you cannot paint it on a fill layer. You have to use the empty layer and then select a normal and paint it. Then I'm going to use those sections as my emissive. First switch on my symmetry and again make it symmetrical and make it emissive. Okay, it's a robot, and in actual reference also there are tons of lights are there, and plus there's a lot of text and some engraving. All those things are there, so I'll create those things with the help of different layers. So emissive in a separate layer, then your text in a separate layer, your dirt in a separate layer. I'm filling all those sections wherever like I missed. But still I feel my model looks a little empty. So I wanted to add a couple of design or something. So I tried out a lot of design. Then later I felt okay, this design doesn't look very nice, so I removed it from my final render. And wherever I don't need it, mask it out. So keep a separation from inside and outside part. So inside part is slightly dark, outside part is slightly light in color. So in this I am checking the model from all the sides, all the angles. And this hand part looks little empty and flat, so I thought like let's add couple of normal information there. So I applied this design, this mechanical design there, but this is just a normal map. There is nothing like there's no metal information, there is no dirt, there is no color information, nothing is there. So what I'm planning, I'll create an anchor point for that particular layer, and then I'll generate some dirt and edgeware, and dirt in a separate layer, edgeware in a separate layer. So initially start with the dirt. So remove, mask out all the other parts. I just want to apply this only that section. You can alt and click on the mask and see like the preview of the mask applied. So you can see right now there is no shape, and now you can see the shape because I activated the anchor point. So you can see it's applying everywhere. So I clamped up the balance, and it reduces the effect. Now I apply a metal, and I want to apply that metal edgeware only on that section. Right, you can see that information is not there. So if I switch on the anchor point, you will see it's generated, but it's too much. I'll control it. So you can see I just like increase the level, and it reduces, and wherever I don't need it, I just mask it out. So that is the right way of doing it. Generate your detail, and then wherever you don't need it, remove it with the help of a mask. It's a constructive way of doing it. If you try to paint it directly on the surface, it won't be correct, and it won't look nice. And make sure it doesn't look like an outline, so make it little irregular. For this design also, you can see there is no dirt or nothing, so I'm adding one more like dirt layer with the anchor point to generate that dirt. You see only that section is selected. Switch on your knob height information, and then height, and apply anchor point. See, so now it's generating the dirt based on the height map. Like wherever you don't need that design or that dirt, remove it. You can go to the UV mode and then remove it, or I call it UV mode, you can call it 2D mode, it's fine. And it's like way too much. Reduce the intensity. You can see I reduce the opacity, and it looks nice. So like this, you add details one by one. So I tried experimenting a lot, applying design here and there, but still later I felt okay, this design doesn't look nice, so I removed it. So emissive again, like couple of areas I missed, so I'm just adding those emissive detail. So then double check your model in your color map, base color map, then your roughness map, then your normal map. In each of the channel, it should look nice, and it should have enough detail. None of the channel should not be white or blank or flat color. Every channel should have information. You can see roughness also have tons of information, metal also have tons of information, and your diffuse also have tons of information. So all channel need to have information. Like whenever you are applying a color or any dirt or anything, make sure change your roughness slightly, change your metal slightly, change your normal slightly, so you'll end up having a lot of detail on your model. So now like you see, texturing is almost done. So then I felt like, okay, this is a mechanical robot, so it is painted basically. So I wanted to have that paint layer on it. So I combined couple of smart materials textures and added all the scratches and everything on the base, and then I added a paint layer on it. It's a preset, it's already there in Substance. I just use that and change all the colors and modify all the preset. So I'm checking like from all the angles, is it looking nice or not, everything. You can see I have added all those text also. So those, I applied those text and everything, and like if you just simply paint it on the surface, it will be solid color and it will look unnatural. So you can see I painted this and it looks solid, and entire body is body have a lot of weathering, but those text doesn't have any weathering. That will look unnatural. So after applying those things, make sure apply some weathering on those surface also. So here you can see mask, it's super clean solid white mask. You can see I changed the color from white to yellow. Now I need to add some amount of dirt because it looks super clean. So I add a fill layer and I add a cloud and multiply it. So it will create some variation on the surface. You can see. And add one more cloud. So I added two cloud basically, and then generated this information. You can see now it looks like paint chipped off, or this is all the stickers peeled off, those things. So but still you can see there is no dirt around it, because I have added little bit of height there, so there should be some amount of dirt also. So I'm going to add a little bit of dirt. I use anchor points again and reduce the intensity, and wherever you don't need it, mask it out. You can see I'm masking it out wherever it's not there. In few areas you won't be able to mask out directly, you have to paint it manually. So that's how it works. You have to paint it manually wherever it's not required. Do not try to paint and create something unless you feel like you can do better job than auto generation. So add all depth and everything. You can see all shadows and everything is there nicely. It looks weathered, old. Then export. You can see I exported all my textures. So you can choose any of the setting based on your rendering, where you're going to render. It can be Maya, it can be Marmoset, it can be Unreal or V-Ray. So in Maya I imported and checked, then I felt like it's missing couple of things. It doesn't look very nice. So what I did, I added all those pipes and plus those nuts also. All those nuts I previously painted. Those things were part of high poly, not in low poly. So I just added those things in low poly also, just to make it look like more dynamic and more like nicer basically. So here now I'm going to pose my model, because that static pose doesn't look nice. So I'm grouping all the parts and based on the requirement I'm moving the pivot point and rotating it and giving it a pose. You can see I'm moving the legs also, and if there is an intersection or something, with the help of a soft selection I'm moving it and fixing those errors. Then again I go back to marmoset, and then I'll apply all the materials and all the textures one by one. I apply everything. You see MSC, when everything it starts looking nice, but still I have to light it properly. I have to fix everything. So I had added a shadow catcher, and plus I'm changing the background color. This is what I prefer. Keep the background flat gray. I switched on ray tracing and ambient occlusion. The default skylight I don't like it, so I changed it. This looks kind of nice. It have nice contrast, like bright parts and dark parts as well. So that's my personal opinion. If your render have like a nice contrast to it, it looks nice. So check the lighting from all the angles, move it. Initially I tried to add some depth of field also, but later I removed it. Whatever works for you, you can add that and light it nicely, and then you can just simply render it out in images, or you can render it out video. So I'm rendering out a video. It will take a little time, and now you can see the render. And thank you for watching my video, and try it out and subscribe to my channel.